we're rubbing hops, we're smelling them, like, we want this lot, so on and so forth.
So you're buying lots. Mm-hmm. And a lot is how many acres?
Well, it's a lot of acres. We're not buying a whole lot. It's just... So the way hop farming works is you start in the experimental fields.
Yeah.
And you'll have, say, like, a half acre of a certain varietal that you're trying out. Mm-hmm. People go through, smell, don't like it, I like this, so on and so forth. Then they'll take those and then they'll marry them in a larger lot.
Yeah.
So from experimental to commercial availability is usually anywhere between 5 and 7 years.
Okay.
So a lot of these hops are severely curated. All of these hops are severely curated for, like, do you want it to smell like tangerine? Do you want pine? What are you looking for?
Okay.
And all hop selection is going out and then being like, these are what we think is our best. Tell us what you like.
Yeah.
We'll smell them, try them, all that, feel them, and then from there we'll be like, yeah, we'll take X amount of pounds of this, or so on and so forth.
Is there ever like a crop that you want and some other big boy company is just like, give me that shit?
Yeah, Budweiser does it all the time.
Heard.
There was a huge boom in African-grown hops for a minute, and there was a lot of cool stuff coming out there, and Budweiser pretty much just bought Africa.
Fucking Budweiser.
They're like, none of y'all getting this shit.
Yeah, dude.
We want it.
What the fuck?
Because
it takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, but that's the whole thing with Budweiser buying up places like Wicked Weed and all these other, like, what used to be like craft breweries that are now macro, because they saw that they were losing market share. So they're like, all right, we'll offer you a preposterous amount of money. You'll still be the brand that you are, but you're under our umbrella now.
Gotcha.
So that's a big thing that's happening, and that's why they can go and buy up all the hops in Africa and be like, you use all the cool stuff. This is why we're a partnership.
Yeah.
Stuff. And now go make us a bunch of money.
Yeah. What the fuck, Budweiser? Is there another company that's like them doing that? Like, is Coors doing the same thing, or are they more...
Yeah, Miller Coors, Budweiser, Constellation Brands.
Who would you say is the nicest big beer company? Like, the most ethical? Is there none? Does that not exist? Is the competition too high?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Heard that.
I will say that I know a lot of people who work at some of these breweries that are under an umbrella company.
Yes.
And there's benefits like being in a corporate company. Mm-hmm. You get your benefits, you get good pay, you get your health. Like, no one's ever really... Everyone I've talked, I'm walking a line here. No one's ever said bad things to me about working for one of those companies.
Yeah.
There was a time there, and I still feel like a lot of people feel this way. I've kind of backed off it a little bit. A lot of it, actually. But, like, a lot of people had, like, hate for Budweiser. Like, you're ruining craft, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it's a fucking industry, man. Like, if you're treating your employees well, if you're paying them well, and you're making a product... Good on you. And
yeah, who are we to fucking hate on that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
There was this, like, craft beer has a very, very interesting following.
It really does. People fucking go ape shit.
People go nuts over it. And that's why, like, people get weirded out by me. Like, don't get me wrong, like, this is my career. This is what I love. Like, I love learning. I love the science. I love finding out new things. I like meeting new people, making new product. But I'm not going to fucking die on this hill.
Yeah.
If you don't like sour beer, man, like, fucking A.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, actually, this variety, that's not me. Like, I like doing what I do. I like making product. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
And who am I to shit on if I'm working for Burial or if I'm working for Budweiser? Like, just do what you want to do.
Heard that. I mean, that's like when you're a cook and you go to restaurants and, you know, when you're younger, you're like, I don't think that was that good. And it's like, yeah, but you don't have a fucking restaurant. So what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to talk some shit, do it.
Well, it's the same. I like to compare it to, like, a lot of bartender friends I have usually start at places like Applebee's or the Outback.
Yeah.
And, like, they'll tell you, like, I made good money.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Exactly.
And it's like, just because it was chain doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a
I mean, the
stigma
food
behind
might
that.
suck, but, like, I'm saying as a bartender, like, make good money, get good hours. Fucking,
I gotta say, some of the greatest times I've had at a bar have been at a Chili's or an Applebee's.
fucking rip that shirt off and let's get party.
And you know what to
Let's
expect,
party.
bro. That's dope. Do you have anything else in the works for the future, or are you sort of focused here?
I'm focused here.
Okay. Is there a beer that you really want to make that you haven't made yet? Like in the style of?
I can honestly say no. I mean, I can't even tell you how many different beers.
Yeah.
And we have our meetings, like, to try to brainstorm new stuff, which is always fun. Being in Asheville, like in Western North Carolina, we work with a lot of like local farmers who, I literally, before I met with you, this dude texted me. He's like, "Do you want some fresh persimmons?" He's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'll figure out something."
It out.
Yeah, we'll have fun with it. I mean,
Persimmon beer?
yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of it, especially this. Like, I'm getting local fruits, herbs, all that kind of stuff, and like stuff that I hadn't worked with in the past. And the mixed fermentation, like the sour beers, give kind of more of a platform to play around with fruits and things like that.
Yeah.
And it just fits. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, these things are growing wild. This is fermenting wild.
Mm-hmm.
Let's marry the two together. And if it sucks, it sucks. Put it down the drain.
Yeah.
If it's good, let's fucking rock and roll.
As far as fruit goes, are you trimming that like a chef? Are you taking the seeds out, taking the bitterness out of it? Or is this sort of like put it in there?
It depends,
Yeah.
really. I mean, we can taste through some shit in a minute, but
Yeah.
I mean, I have some cherries and blackberries in tank that I just did. I threw them in. I did a carbonic maceration on them, broke them up, threw beer on it, let it rest, re-ferment. All that sugar
Yeah.
and that fruit started going, re-fermented, wait till it chilled out, and tasted it, and
See where you go from there?
see where it goes. Like,
Gotcha.
do we want to add vanilla? Do we want to do this? Or, like, do we just love this fruit? Do we want to showcase this fruit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this aspect of brewing is literally just patience. Like,
Gotcha.
there are barrels in here, like I might have said earlier, that are 4 years old that are still maturing.
Yeah.
And that's...
And you only know by tasting. Though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the fun part of it.
Yeah.
Taste different barrels, you mock them up, blend them together, see what you like, see what you don't like, and go from there.
Okay. Is there any sort of practices within the beer industry that you are not a fan of that maybe people don't know about?
Well, I mean, the huge reckoning this year has been, which, I mean, kitchens have gone through too, is just sexism. It's been a huge...
Okay, got you.
Sexism and...
So within the industry as people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar, but there was kind of a reckoning that happened earlier this year with a brewer from, I forget the brewery she works at, but is Rat Magnet, RATMAGNET was her Instagram handle, and she kind of opened up a lot of people's eyes to like how the industry is, because people started sending her messages and being like, this is what I went through as like a woman or like a person of color or something in the industry. Yeah. And she just kind of like, because she was just a brewer. She is a brewer. Like, she never like planned on being like this social activist. I don't think. I don't know her personally. The way it came off was like the floodgates just opened, and she happened to be the person to like be like, hey, y'all, fucking open your eyes. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's huge. I mean, not just here. Look at any brewery. I mean, there's not a lot of women in the industry. There's not a lot of people of color. It's always been a white male. I'm a white male.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a white male dominated industry for a long time, and white males suck for the most part. I mean, to be perfectly fucking honest, they do. Like,
you're navigating your privileges.
Exactly, and it's definitely an issue in this industry, as I think in a lot of industries, and it's something that I think we all need to fucking pay attention to.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes I think to us, especially me, because I'm of the comedian mindset, so just say whatever, just because it's funny. But then you realize sometimes like you're hurting people, and that's a big change in trying to be funny when you're like, okay, well, I'm not trying to like have anybody go home and cry about that's not not it.
For sure.
But I'm kind of, dude, I'm happy about this, man. This whole thing that's been happening, and it's time for some accountability.
Yeah, think about, like, and I'm not trying to say this in a way that, like, sounds like, look how great they're doing. But, like, my whole life I've been surrounded by women, people of color, that are just way fucking better than me at a lot of shit. Like, like it's unfair that they don't have the same opportunities that, like, I've gotten. Like, I'm super fucking aware of that. And it sucks, like, just sucks.
Yeah,
like, I don't know what else to say about that.
I hear you, man. I mean, we're going to see a change, and it's going to take a long time to get there, but I'm happy we're making the strides that we are.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. I'm happy you invited me here to this fucking cool-ass place.
We didn't even get to talk about any of the crazy shit that we did in college.
In college? Bro, what were we... I was telling you about that time that girl ran into traffic because you wouldn't sleep with her.
Yep. That was one of the craziest experiences of my life.
Fast forward a year later, and then Tyler wouldn't sleep with her. He wouldn't take one for the team. I was getting late, and...
Oh, man.
She's like, we're leaving. I'm like, thanks a lot, Tyler.
I was so flabbergasted that night. I had no fucking idea what was going on.
Dude, but where were we?
We were having a beer at the goddamn sub shop.
But what was it called? Edgewood? No, Edgewood was the market next door. But what was that place? Because one of the guys in East Hall, I believe his name was Turk, or we called him Turk.
Turk, yep.
He was the bartender there, and he was like 16 or 17, and they would let us underage drink at that bar.
Yeah, and that's where we were, and she approached me, and I just was like, I don't really want anything to do with you. I don't think I was, like, mean.
No, you weren't mean at all. You just let her know that it wasn't happening.
We were sitting at, like, there was a bar in front of the window that faced the street, and we just watched her run into traffic.
Yeah.
And, like, we had to run out there and be like, what the fuck? What's going on?
What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Because if she got hit, it would have been like, it's that guy's fault.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to have that.
That's funny. I mean, dude, we did a lot of basement parties, a lot of dingy basement parties. A lot of
time at that fucking sub shop.
A lot of time at the sub shop. Yeah, we
I found that credit card one time and got caught, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You found a credit card once. You invited everyone in the hall. We all went, drank for free.
I tried to tip Turk fucking like $500. Dude was like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
And then what ended up happening? Didn't the guy come to
the owner called me and told me to come up, and I went up, and the guy whose credit card it was there, and I was like, fuck. And so I just paid him. Like, police never got involved or anything.
Yeah,
I was just like, listen, give me your address. Like, I will make this right.
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
so
very
sorry.
dumb. Like, and it was also dumb on you to leave your card in the ATM in the college fucking campus.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Sorry.
That's it.
But we had fun.
Yeah. That was wild. Dude, I gotta say, man, that was the Wild West over there.
It was
south
nuts,
side
man.
of Providence. I remember watching kids get robbed the first night we were smoking in that park. It was me, John Diamore, and Tyler, Spark Park.
Yep.
And, it was just like the neighborhood kids hated us.
Yeah.
And they would just rob kids coming from parties.
Well, there was also that sketchy fucking road on the side of the park where the car pulled up one night and just, like, dumped something out, and we all were like, fuck it, and we just went back to the door.
Exactly. We're not dealing with this.
We're not checking that out.
They'd come by sometimes and shoot paintballs into the park. Yep. Just fucking with us, but... It was like it was a wild time for sure because I remember not 87 Ohio, but the big blue house on Ohio.
Yeah,
that house would get broken into every day.
87 Ohio is where I live.
Yeah, that's right, with Tom.
Yeah,
to live with Tom, and you live with a lot of people. Allie Jones,
Michaela. Oh no, don't fucking.
Pretty sure I probably
me.
lived there for a couple days.
Everyone fucking
that was like
there.
the house. Like, if you weren't...
what was his fucking name? Dark hair, Italian dude, fucking Pete Davidson-looking motherfucker.
Oh, Vinny Cecino?
No, not Vinny. God damn it.
Shout out to Vinny Cecino. I haven't seen him in forever. But yeah,
George.
Yeah, George Mershington?
Yes.
We called him George Mershington because he liked shitty weed. He would prefer to smoke seeded weed. Although I love George Mershington and all those guys, hopefully we can hook up some kind of like off the cuff reunion at some point.
That'd be wonderful.
And do some.
We'll just break into 87.
That's what I'm saying. We'll just break. Yeah, I mean it's not like dude. Court Purrington, the worst fucking landlord in Providence, Rhode Island. If anyone's over there going to Johnson & Wales, don't fucking rent from that guy because you will get robbed. I have a feeling he had a fucking relationship with the neighborhood kids. And he was like, okay, they're gone this time. It's like fucking crazy.
Oh, man.
That's wild. But shout out to Johnson & Wales. Shout out to you.